Hi everyone, I'm Inane Babbler and welcome to RimWorld. Last episode we welcomed 3 new people to the colony, Fluff, Phil, and Zyph. We also still haven't had a chance to bury Ally, and we have a whole bunch of unused limestone that we critically needed just a couple of episodes ago. To understand what happened and how we got here and why we still have blood all over the place, hit the button up above and go back to the next episode and watch that one, then come back here and watch this one. For now, let's play. Okay, so Fluff is new to our colony. Let's talk her out a little bit here. She's a great doctor. She's going to be okay with intellect, although that's not going to be her strength. That's going to be Rice. So really, she's kind of on standby almost. She's like, if I need to heal somebody, I can. Her cooking is pretty terrible. Her construction is a 3. Her mining is a 2. And so we're going to need to think about where do we need her to fit in. So let's go through our people really quickly. Martin. Actually, let's go here. All right, Martin is our cook, as well as animals, plants. He could do some things with social, so that's good as well. Rice is really pretty strictly going to just be our researcher. And then maybe as time goes on, she'll get into the arts or something along those lines. Zyph has a passion for cooking, as does Martin. So really, Zyph and Martin should be our 2 cooks. Zyph is great at construction, great at crafting, really good at intellect as well. But Rice will be able to outpace him because she's going to be dedicated to that entirely. So after Zyph is done constructing, what does he fall back on? He does some crafting. And he'll help out with cooking. That's good. Phil, his move speed is not that great. He's got a peg leg, and he doesn't get around that well. But I think he'll be good at cleaning and also crafting specifically because he can get all of his stuff right there, craft a whole bunch, and move on. And once again, back to Fluff. She's really good at shooting, really good at melee. But she is not anything really other than a doctor right now. So let's set some priorities for work. I really want to invest in people that have a passion in things because they'll be able to level up faster. So when it comes to animals, I think it's only Martin and Phil, but Phil is going to be a little bit too slow to go around and tame. So Martin is really going to be the one that goes around and tames. I'm going to work on my priorities a little bit here. I'm going to start moving some things down. I still think for firefighting, that should be the top priority. Go to a medical bed for treatment if you have an immediately life-threatening health condition. That should also be a top priority. Being a doctor should also be a top priority. Zyph is a 3. Fluff is an 11. Phil is 0. And Martin is a 1. So Martin, you're no longer going to doctor anybody unless needed. Next, bed rest. Rest in bed to recuperate from not immediately life-threatening medical problems. That's a 2. Childcare, that's going to go along with doctoring, I believe, right? So, or is it social? It may be social. It is social. So Martin actually would be good for childcare, which we don't have anything like that right now, so that's fine. Basic tasks, unskilled and easy tasks, release prisoners, flick switches and machines and that sort of thing. I kind of want it to be that whoever's passing by just takes care of that, honestly. Although I'll make that less of a priority for Phil since his movement speed is a little bit slower. I don't want him like going out of his way to do that. I'd rather somebody else get to that first. A warden. So you're interrogating people and everything. That's a social skill. I think we're going to leave that to Martin. So if we have a prisoner, he'll take care of them. Handling. So this is taming, training, and harvesting resources from and slaughtering animals. That's also going to be Martin. But again, we're now getting to a point where we don't have enough people growing food, and that's been a big issue. I have to solve that this episode. Who can grow food? Martin's a 7, Zeif's a 1, Philip is a 6, and Fluff is a 0. We do need somebody to clean, so that really could be Phil, like I said. But cleaning does have you running all over the place. So, whereas with growing, you kind of show up to the field and start sowing the seeds. So I think even though Phil is a 6 and he's a little bit slower, I think he should be the one helping grow. Okay, so he can help grow. We'll make that I guess we'll make that a 2 for now. Well, actually, no, we'll make it a 1 because we want it to be his top priority. Smithing and all of that, he's also a 1. But again, he'll do the growing first. Plant cut. We'll make that a 2nd priority for him. Martin. Again, growing should be a top priority. But I think you need to flip-flop. I think you'll do the plant cutting and secondarily do the growing, and Phil will do the most of the growing. We'll keep him just dedicated to that. We're actually going to remove hauling from his priorities entirely. Well, actually, we'll make it a 4, so it's still there. Fluff is going to be our main hauler for now. Martin, I really don't want you to be a main hauler. I want you to be cutting plants and cooking. You're not going to even be our researcher. Rice is going to be whenever she wakes up. So Martin's going to haul things. Zeif. So now Zeif is, let's talk about him. Zeif. Construction. Hunting. Let's make construction his really truly his top priority. Hunting is his number 2. Crafting along is all of his number 2s. And we'll make hauling and cleaning a 3. I'll keep Phil as a cleaner, just as like a number 4, just if there's really truly nothing else to do, he can do that. All right, so I think we're set up pretty good right here with the priorities. We'll adjust them as we go along. We do need to get to a point where we're moved into our new place, which kind of means we need to move our farming as well. This only contains 3 rice plants. That's obviously not nearly enough. Moving up this way will actually give us another advantage, which is there'll be plants over here that we haven't actually harvested. So all this agave is up here. So I almost say, why recover these? Let's just get going over here. I made this for cotton. This is rice. I think this was corn. We're going to need more grow zones. And then we're just going to get moving. So we're going to make a grow zone right here. We'll figure out the rest. A butcher would be somebody who is a cook, I believe. Let me double check that. A cook will also butcher creatures, yes. All right, so what do we want to grow here? And we could do more rice. I think we should actually do more rice because we need things growing more quickly. This is not nearly enough rice. Size is 121. This size down here is 72. So 72 rice field was kind of feeding 3 people with a little bit of help from the corn. So if I can get this one going, will be great. We don't really have a lot of plants to cut. So this should mean that Phil really should almost immediately after he's done resting come to this rice field and start growing things. We're going to delete this field, delete that field. In fact, we're deleting these 2 fields as well. I just gotta bite the bullet and do it. And then a guy blew up one of my batteries. We're going to make a zone here. Time's not running right now because I'm planning a little bit. Make a stockpile zone here. This is the fridge, remember? So let's clear everything. Just put food. I don't think manufactured has anything else. We're going to need to make like a closet somewhere. So we'll do that as well. I really wish I knew how big a geothermal generator, how much room it took up. Because I feel like if I misjudge that, it's a problem. Geothermal generator. It doesn't say. We'll adjust if we need to. Maybe it's not just 4x4. It might be much bigger. But if it is, we'll just do something with this bottom half. We'll just do something with the bottom half. Okay. Cooler has some steel. I think I set this up right for the food. Raw resources. Okay. Where was the kitchen again? You know what? Let me think about this for a second here. If the cooking's going to be here, then the fridge with access to everything should be here. So maybe the freezer needs to be here and not the fridge. What would be the advantage of doing that? Okay. Okay, so the freezer would be for well, like right here. Let's see. If we really want to preserve some things, I think I've confused myself that I think I need a fridge to be able to have ready-made food that people can eat quickly. But I also feel like I need a freezer for some reason to preserve like meat, that sort of thing. But for now, we may not need that. Let's delete that zone. Put it into here. Here's the fridge. Let's rename it. Refrigerator. Clear everything. We'll put food in here. All food goes in here. At some point, maybe we need to put the raw meat in the freezer. I'll see that when we start collecting some. And I mean, worst case, we'll just expand the fridge through this wall. So, okay, that's fine. Cooler is there. We're going to build another wall right here, because for now, we really don't care about this. I wanted to check something. So the sandstone doors open at 45% speed. Wood doors open much faster at 120% speed, but they're flammable. So maybe the doors that are internal to the base for now should be wood, but the perimeter doors should be a little bit hardier because that's what they tend to try to set on fire. So that's how I'm going to approach that. Okay. Sandstone doors. Great. Now let's do wood doors for the rest. Okay. That's fine. Alrighty. So I set the permissions there. We're just going to want to get how many people? So I have 5 people. The next thing we really want to do is we want to get these bedrooms going, because I want to have 5 bedrooms, and then that means everybody's kind of hanging out over there instead of having them all over the place. So let's do that. We'll make 1 more bedroom just kind of hanging off over here. What are these, 5x5? And I suppose we'll make this that's going to be a hallway. Yeah. Let's put a wood door here. We'll put a wood door here. That'll be fine. And we'll just close off this hallway. And for the time being, I'm not going to expand it out. So let's put a sandstone door there. This is just kind of a little wing. Great. So let's start getting some things moved too. But first thing we need to get moved is a fueled stove. So we're going to reinstall it right here. Is there a reason to not put it here? I'm going to put it right there. Fueled stove. And then once I do that, I want to harvest this agave. Because that's going to be what gets us through this transition period, is this agave and the berries over here. And it's all over the place. Okay, let's resume. See what's going on. See what people's needs are. Martin. Rice, I wonder if we need to carry her or we're going to have to come back here and feed her. But I'm willing to do that for 14 days. Phil is sleeping in this room. That's not good. Everybody's sleeping. Except Martin. Oh, Fluff. What's Fluff up to? She is refueling things. Really don't want that refueled, actually, so. I don't want that refueled either. So she's burying Ally all on her own. Good. Okay. Trying to make a big move here, guys. You just leave this behind. Martin's cooking. He's harvesting agave. I said I wanted that to be reinstalled. Is that something somebody else can do? Can Fluff do that? Prioritize delivering to fueled stove? I think she can do that. Martin's chopping down things. This is going to be the new stockpile zone, so we're going to delete this stockpile zone. She's moving this fueled stove. I should make it an electric one, but for now we're just going to do a fueled stove because I don't want to have to think about where to get components and stuff. Okay. So Martin, you're harvesting agave. Fluff is gonna go rest. That's totally fine. Zyph, when you're up, I'd like you to do... maybe let's see how our roof situation is going on. Okay, good. I'm glad I looked at that. We gotta put roofs there. I'm not going to worry about rebuilding another battery right now. Who's at a major break risk? Why, Phil? Phil, what's going on? Oh, you're hungry. Oh, Martin ate your food, huh? Gotcha. I mean, they all deserve new beds. Like fresh new beds. Just made out of wood. Immunity gain, speed factor 107. Okay, is there any benefit to doing this really quickly some other way? No, okay, that's fine. Limestone, finally use that limestone. All right, there's no reason to not reinstall these up there, so that's what I'm going to do. Reinstall this bed. You know, I'll rearrange these, but for now, the bed's just going to be like this. All right, so Phil is teetering between... He's pretty unhappy. Who was going to go bury? I thought she was burying. Oh, she is. Okay. I thought Fluff was going to bury Ally and then decided not to. All right. Who can do that? Martin, you want the honors? Because it's making everybody unhappy. Zyph, what are you up to? Building a roof? Okay. Gonna make that medical. Okay, Martin is burying Ally. Fluff, can you pick up rice? We're moving her. Okay. Rice has been moved. There's 52 agave right there. Where are my cookers? Where are my cooks? Martin, what are you doing? You're probably burying somebody, huh? Martin's sleeping. I understand, but you gotta cook. All right, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. For like 3 hours. Then I need you to cook. Okay, get to cooking. Where do we want to put the telescope? Put it right there. I'd love for you, Fluff, to reinstall these beds somewhere. I know you're hauling, but we gotta get everybody moved up here. First bed, we're going to set the owner to Martin, and he's going to go to sleep because he needs it. Eat your food and go to sleep. No, I don't want you resting down here. Not in a medical bed. You don't need a medical bed. Martin. Where are you going to rest? Do you think you need a medical bed? Is that the problem? Okay, I understand then. I'll give you a medical bed. Here you go. I want you to be close. All right. Is Fluff getting these moved? You know, there is something. 14 days left till paralytic abasia is done with Rice. I may have a left glitter world medicine and a good enough healer to heal her. So if I go to Rice, go to health, operations, add Bill, anti-abasia, mechanite infusion. We're going to do that and see if we can get that actually done. Infusing anti-abasia mechanites. Okay. Reinstall it here. Reinstall that one there. Bill, move the beds. I know you're a little slower, but I need you to move the beds. Here we go. Come on, Fluff. She needs 3 more Glitter World medicine. These are all unowned, actually. I want this one to be Zyph. No, I want it to be Bill. I want this one to be no, let me go back. I want this one to be Rice. I want this one to be Bill. This is not going to be a medical bed anymore. This is Martin. Zyph is there. And then who's left? Fluff. I mean, you're the last arrival, so you have to be out there. And this is good because now that everybody's in the area, Zyph is actually building the rooms. We need these rooms. Martin is cooking. But I'm going to stop micromanaging them and let them just kind of do what they need to do for now. I think Fluff is gathering more Glitter World medicine. There she is. A lot of medicines. 10 med packs to use. but it'll wake Rice up right now instead of having to wait 2 more weeks and feeding her. Okay, she's being infused. Surgery failed. I just wasted. Fluff has failed catastrophically while operating on Rice and the Anti-Abasia Mechadine infusion. So we really just wasted. Oh, she's hurt. So not only did we not wake her up and still have 13 days left, she hurt her bad. Fluff hurt her bad. Her right leg is cut, she's bleeding, and she'll die in 4 hours. Where are you going to get medicine? How far away is it? Wait. Hold on. You need to tend. I don't think you have time to go get the good medicine. I know that's bad, but you don't have time to get the good medicine. You have to tend her. I should have just made her. I should have just fed her for the next 14 days. I've already been feeding her for 16. Well, it is what it is. Fluff, let's get you. Where is she going for? Is she going to get? This is the closest med pack she can get. Okay, she's now going to die in 8 hours, so she's doing better. Okay, she's not going to die. But trying that operation was a mistake. That's temporary, just so they have a spot to eat and be happy, because it helps them to feel happy. We have 4 meals, so we're way more stable on that. There's a bed right there. Can we reinstall it somewhere? Yeah, let's reinstall that. Fluff, why are you over here? I really didn't want you over here. Okay, let's reinstall this bed. We'll make another medical bed because I'm sure we're going to need it. Okay. Oh, good. He's sowing plants. Let them do their thing. Fluff, we have to get you moved, though. Aren't you our hauler? Yeah, so when you wake up, we need to see what's going on while you're not hauling. So Rice's left shoulder was cut off because of this situation. A body part is entirely missing. So if her left shoulder is missing, that's got to mean her whole left arm, which is going to impact her manipulation. Her manipulation is 15%. Which is going to, I think, impact her speed when it comes to research. So that operation, that's fine. We'll need to figure that out. Okay, sterile tiles. Do I know how to make those yet? Because I need those for I need that for the hospital. Rare thrumbos. A small herd of thrumbos have wandered into the area, peaceful by nature. These rare creatures are extremely dangerous when confronted. Some traders are willing to pay a lot of money for their precious leather and horn. I'm not going to do anything to you guys at all. Sterile tiles are over that way. I kind of need to prioritize what I'm thinking of doing here. Zyph is making good progress. I'm going to leave him be. That injury is going to really impact how she does research now. I don't know by how much, but we'll find out. But the bookcase over there, actually I want to move it slightly. Fluff, let's get this, let's get that moved. And that moved. And that moved. And then you can do whatever you want. I need people to be sleeping up there, not down here. Chessboard, let's get that moved at some point. That's not critical. Deconstruct some of these things. Move the horseshoes for some entertainment. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that thing. We don't need that. Maybe we'll reinstall it. We'll reinstall it. It's a little potted plant. I don't know, we'll put it right there. That's fine. We definitely need more sandstone blocks. Medical treatment needed. Martin. Why? What happened to him? He has lung rot. Why does he have lung rot? He's going to rest again in there. Let's change that here to here and go rest here, Martin. Nope, that's not what I should have done either. I made a hospital bed for him over there. Okay, at least she's bringing Glitter World medicine back, so that's good. I'd rather Zyph be doing other things, but that's okay. Party. Zyph is throwing a party. Everyone who goes will gain recreation and social energy and a lasting positive mood boost. He's just throwing a party in the middle right here. We have 2 people in the hospital. All right, Martin's back up. Okay. Okay, they're partying. All right, I'm gonna need some sandstone blocks, so I'm gonna move this thing up there as well. I think this creates dirt, so I think we should probably do this outside. For the time being. Group of travelers. Oh, Shaw is still living down here, that monkey. Why don't we move you? Aren't you bonded with Martin? At least I thought you were bonded to Martin. Who are you bonded with? No master? Oh, maybe Phil should be your master. Yeah, Phil should be your master. Is he doing any of that? Is he doing any handling? I don't think so. But he's good at it. We'll put it on his list. Gonna be low on his list though. Nah, we're gonna have to make you bonded with Martin. Sorry. And so you're gonna sleep in Martin's room. Somebody else was a night owl. I think it's him. I think it's Zyph. He's a night owl. Okay, let's look at their schedules. I didn't do that. All right, so for night owl, wait, is Martin also a night owl? He is. Okay, so let me just mirror that. I remember I changed it because I wanted them to be able to kind of socialize. I think I'll do that. I'll do that as well for Zyph. Okay, so they're gonna sleep from 10 a.m. and wake up at 6 p.m. But for everybody else, I think we need to kind of make it a little bit different. They should go to bed, I don't know, 10 p.m. Let's call it 10 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. You can do whatever you want for the first hour after you wake up. Then you gotta work. You can take a break then. Do whatever you want for another couple hours. Have a nice lazy lunch or something. Come back to work for 4 hours. And then recreation again. Why do I have... Am I missing a thing here? They sleep for 8 hours. Then they do nothing. They do whatever they want for an hour. 4 hours of work. An hour of recreation. Oh, there it is. There's another hour of recreation there. Okay. Fluff is cleaning up. Thank you. All right, Phil. Sow in those rice plants. So I'm reading this night owl thing. Martin likes to be up during the day and up during the night and sleep during the day. He gets a mood bonus if awake at night, which is 11 to 6. And a mood loss if awake during the day, which is 11 to 18, which is 6 p.m. So he should definitely be up from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., which I think he is. Yeah, he's fine. I think he needs to be here, though. Let's do that. All right, perfect. 11 to 18, which is 6 p.m. Check that one more time. Yep. Okay. Let's make an electric stove. Who's major break? Why, Martin? Yeah, because you're hungry. And I told you need to cook. And then you can eat it. We need food, guys. A grove of the mysterious ambrosia bush has sprouted nearby. If you wait for the plants to grow, you'll be able to harvest a delicious, pleasurable, and slightly addictive fruit. There's a whole bunch of it. Phil's just kind of trucking along. Who has heat stroke now? Phil. Okay, well. I guess I spoke too soon. We gotta get this base done. Start getting some air conditioning going. Doesn't pay to do anything until we have walls, obviously. Okay. I'm going to suspend... no, granite. Sandstone's the first one I want to do, so that's fine. Phil, let's get you getting some of this. I need you to cut this. That's our bottleneck issue. How fast are we cutting here? Work speed factor 90%. I mean, Fluff is literally cleaning the entire map. I really don't need her to do that. Whoops. We need food, guys. Martin, get with the program here. You're harvesting the agave, and now I need you to cook the agave. There you go. Okay, it is working. Okay, fine. Given the materials, Zyph is doing a great job building the space. There you go, Martin. Good job. Good job. Now anybody can eat that needs it. Now this fuel stove, what is the speed factor? 90%? How about this electric one that I'm trying to build? 100%. Okay. Let's build some wiring. That seems to be the thing that's an issue with us, so we're going to help our food situation. That's the thing we're going to help right now. Why is Zyph? I guess, is he assigned to doctor as well? He is, okay. Fluff, what are you up to? You just resting? Okay. You want to use the telescope? You can move it first. How's that for a deal? Move it up here and you can look at it all you want. He keeps trying to do sandstone. I need him to build does this have power now? I think I didn't need to get that close actually. I didn't need to build all that conduit. But Martin, you have a whole brand new electric stove here. We're going to leave this fueled one here, but I'm going to toggle off the refueling so I don't waste anything. But this electric stove should be much better in that it's the work speed still says 90%. I thought it was going to be 100. Well, regardless, we'll save money. We'll save time not having to refuel. Bryce, how many days since you up? 11 days. We got Phil is making sandstone blocks. So that's great. Fluff is hauling hay. Who has heat stroke? Phil. Yeah, he's working out in the field. Martin hurt again? Oh, that lung rot. Just gotta help him again. So Fluff has Go Juice dependency. Great. Didn't know that. Fluff is treating Martin. Great. Alright, at least there's one chair that people could eat at. That'll be an improvement. Quest available, the Dusty Compound. You've learned of an ancient complex nearby. It is said to contain information about free auto pistol. If you could break into the structure and hack the computers inside, you can collect the information. Watch out, there may be all manner of dangers inside, and other enemies may also be attracted by activity at the structure. So if we do it, we'll get info about the free auto pistol. Let's accept it. We have to hack 4 terminals. Where is this ancient complex? Oh, it's close by. How long do we have to do it? It doesn't really say. I'll leave it alone for now. We'll get everybody healthy, and we'll see what happens if we decide to go or not. Oh, good. Phil is going to go sit at a dining table. He should get a mood buff from that. He got one of his mood debuffs taken away, which was eating without a table. Beavers. A group of hungry alpha beavers has just arrived. Try to eliminate them before they decimate every last source of wood in the region. What is this? There's 6 of them. 7. Do we still have that Thumbros thing around? No. Can I use my ability? Martin. Need you again. Okay. Where'd they go? Uh-oh. Where did the beavers go? Here they are. All right. I'm a little bit concerned. She doesn't have a weapon, huh? There's a bow right there. Phil, what do? You don't have really anything? Who has the best shooting? I think it's Zyph. I really don't want to fight them. I'm just arming all my people right now, just in case. Quest active. Young travelers request charity. A group of poor children are approaching looking for help. The children are begging for 2 medicine. They need the medicine to help their friends in a nearby settlement that was devastated by raiders. You can give them to the children by selecting a colonist and right-clicking on Jedi. These children are not part of any faction. If you wish, you can choose to kill, arrest, sell, or harvest them without any diplomatic consequences. Do I have the medicine to give? Okay. When you say you need medicine, do you care what kind of medicine is the question? I'm not sure I even have medicine, actually. I don't. That's a problem. Alright, I need food and then I need medicine. Those beavers just kind of hanging out. They're eating the tree. I'm just hoping they move on. I really don't want to fight them. Martin, why aren't you cooking? What's wrong with this? Why can't it cook? Um, okay, now I need you to cook though. There you go. Thank you. Solar flare. The intense radiation will shut down all electrical devices. It should pass in about a day. So I can't use my electric stove. I was just about to use it. We'll have to fall back onto this wood stove. Martin, come on. Come on, Martin. Need you to cook. All right, good. We don't have people ravenously hungry. We have people that are resting. We have not a lot of stone fields here, but quarter of this one, just about, maybe 20% for cotton. I'll need that for clothing because, again, we have naked people. We got some rice there. We got some rice here. That's going to be great. Once this is caught up, that'll be great. 2 more, maybe 3 more days. Rice. That was not great. 10 days left until she's awake. These kids, we don't have any medicine, so I apologize. I would help you if I could. Zyph actually is making pretty good progress building. It's just he doesn't have enough raw materials just yet. But we're moving from this, which is filth and everything, to a nice little area. We just gotta put some flooring down. Let's do that. What kind of flooring do we want? That'll be the last thing we need to do. So the flooring, I know for the hospital we need sterile tile. We don't know how to do that just yet. Here I made slate tile. I don't remember why I did slate tile, but let's look. Let's see why I would have done that. Slate tile adds 1 beauty. I mean, I don't really need that in a freezer. So let's do that. I don't want wood. Marble also adds beauty. Maybe marble can go in the dining room. Put marble in the dining room. And maybe we'll put like do they all do beauty of +1? Yeah, they all do. So marble will go in there, and then we could do like sandstone, because there's a lot of it on the map. Or should I do like granite? Maybe we'll do granite. We'll do granite in the hallways. How's that sound? There's granite. Granite in the hallways. And next we'll do slate. Actually, granite underneath doors also maybe. Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll do slate in this room. Slate in that room. Slate in all their bedrooms. I mean, maybe their bedrooms should have wood floors. Yeah, maybe their bedrooms will have wood floors. There you go. Okay, that helps spread it around a little bit. Zife's getting busy. Great. So I think we're a little bit low on food. As usual. Where is he anyway? He's cutting. Agave, good. Why is he not using the stove? That's all agave. And some berries. Why is he meditating down here? Martin. Martin. What are you thinking with right now? You just wanted a quiet space? It's been rough. Fine. What are those beavers up to? Let's see. Where'd they go? They're sleeping, I guess. He's playing horseshoes. He's happy. We have our floors planned out. That's going to make them a lot happier too, because of the beauty. Well, all right. This was a good episode. Just to recap, we basically moved everything out of this old area. We'll deconstruct this to get some materials back, move some things around. We have some rules set up, some work rules. We built an electric stove, ran some wiring. The only real bad thing that happened this time around was we, in a surgical mishap, removed the left shoulder of Rice. And so we're going to see how that's going to impact her ability to do what we thought she was going to do, which is research. But either way, we'll find out together in the next episode. See you then.